Hello everybody. On this client piece I decided to use Blum Undermount Movento Slides, and I figured I'd record my process and show you a brief overview about how I make my drawer boxes. Hope you enjoy. Here you see me ripping my drawer box depth or height to width. This is 8 inches on the bottom two and 6 inches on the top. So nothing too crazy here, but I'll move on into cross-cutting right after this. Depending on the length of the stock I'm using, I like to go to the miter station and do a little oversized cross-cut just to make things more manageable when I move on to my sliding table saw fence. So now I have my more manageable pieces. I can take it to the fence and set it to my stop blocks and rip everything to a consistent width or length. I decided to do half lap joinery on these drawer boxes, so I'm moving into cutting those half laps on the front and back panels. Actually, I believe I did it on the side panels. So this is me cutting that, and you will see how they all come together. Just a brief note here, beware of these little offcuts shooting back through the blade. I decided to do it this way because it was quicker and easier, but you just have to make sure to keep an eye on those so they don't shoot back at you. So, stay away from the line of fire. From that, I moved right into cutting my dados for the bottom panel, which I did forget to film cutting the bottom panel out, but basically I sized my dados to the thickness of my bottom panel stock, which in this case also was a 1/2 inch plywood. So I did that and set everything up on my table for dry assembly. If you have the forethought, I would go ahead and sand the interiors of your boxes now, just to save you a lot of time and uncomfortable sanding in the long run. So I sand up to 180 and set everything aside ready for glue up. This way I can avoid having to hit the corners and edges with my palm sander, which would be much more difficult instead of it being flat as it is now. You can tape off your corners. Usually I just clean the glue, squeeze out if there is a little bit with a chisel, and it's good to go. Now we've gotten to the part where we need to cut our notches out. Some people do this beforehand. I decided not to. For the Movento slides, we need 2 inches of clearance from the inside edge. I sometimes just do 2.5, because it doesn't really matter. As long as there's enough clearance, that's all that matters. Some people don't even add this entire strip onto the back, and they screw the bottom up into it. So, I'm just gonna mark these out, and there you go. Alright, so we have to drill out a hole in the back panel for the tabs. And you could buy the template if you do a lot of these, but the quickest way, since I only have a couple drawers, is just to make sure you're butting your piece up against the edge and pressing in. That's gonna leave that little mark right here. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and drill out my hole. This lines up well. Now, as you can see, sides there, no problem. Same goes for these back templates. You can get the drilling guide or just freehand it. I haven't had an issue with that yet. Then you just hit these with a 5/8 screw. Make sure you're pressed tight against your corner. There you go. And now the drawer box, or the drawer slide, it's gonna push in and you'll hear it snap. From here, you can go on to installing the drawer slides in the box, and this is pretty straightforward, especially for the bottom shelf, but usually I like to work from the top down using a piece of plywood, and I cut it down as I set my slides. And now we can go ahead and grab our drawer box. Go ahead and push it into the back. Once it clicks, they have full extension, soft close. From here, I went ahead and installed all the drawers. And as you can see, they slide well, have good spacing, and there you have it. I went ahead and finished this piece, and I'll show you some of the finished pictures and video. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed this, drop a like, comment down below, and please subscribe. I'm hoping to do more of these videos in the future, and we'll see if we can't do something here.